Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a lidded box using all Celebration stuff with the exception of the twine, the cardstock and Ink and Wink of Stella. Well, pretty much everything. Okay, so it's using the lily pad dies, the lovely lily pad stamp set and the Lily Impressions paper. All are free during Celebration. £45 order, €60 for that, and then it's €120, £90 for the dies. But the dies are gorgeous, the paper's lovely. It's taken me a while to get into it, but actually, you know what, the more I've used it, the more I've enjoyed using it. And then the reversible stamp set. So I wanted to make a simple project today using these. So my cardstock base, well actually the finished dimensions of it all, 2 by 4 by 4, which is 5 by 10 by 10. That took some thinking. I haven't actually written it down. I was just, you know. Anyway, so my base, my cardstock base is 8 by 8 inches, 20 by 20 centimetres, and score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides, which is 5 centimetres on all 4 sides. Okay. And then my lid is 6 by 6 inches, which is 15 by 15 centimetres. Now, and I'm answering a question here from lovely Giselle, who sent me a message, and I have answered her in an email message as well. And she said she struggles to use 2 hands. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. I will often say for a lidded box, obviously the lid needs to be very slightly bigger than the base. And I will say, just move your paper or cardstock away from this side a little bit. But if you're struggling, if you've got one hand and you can't do that, or you haven't got the use of both hands, I should say, you can't do that. Just simply put a piece of cardstock in here, up to the side, and whoopsie, and hold your paper against it, and I'm going to show you my other hand. It's held in place. Obviously you're not completely vertical, but it's held in place, and I'm trying to move the thingy over. The paper will hold it in place without any issue. Okay, so that's how you do it. Right, let me zoom back out again so everybody can see. Right, so on the lid, you're going to score that at 1 inch on all sides, but like I said, move it out a little bit or pop a piece of cardstock in there. It's sort of a kind of an extension, I would say. It's so that you get a lid that's just a hair of a whisper bigger than the base, and so it will fit beautifully over. And I'm sorry, did I say score at 1 inch on all 4 sides, 2.5 centimetres. Okay, and this is meant to be the easy bit. It is the easy bit. Okay, so gently burnish your score lines. And then the same on the base. So this is Gorgeous Grape. We've got 3 beautiful purples. Well, we've got lots if you include Blackberry Bliss. But of the purple, the sort of Cadbury purple, we've got Gorgeous Grape, and then Highland Heather and Purple Posy. This is Purple Posy, so Highland Heather is right in amongst those. Let me grab the marker. So that's the purple that's right between them, just gorgeous. I don't really use Gorgeous Grape a huge amount, and I don't really know why. There's no, you know, specific reason. I just don't. Purple Posy, as you know, we don't have it in ink format. I'm just cutting down the straight and chopping into the square. We don't have it in ink format. Stampin' Up was not happy with the formulation or the stabilisation of it, and because it's a colour destined to only last for 2 years, they made the call to remove it as an ink pad from our line. However, we do have the blends pens, so you can still get the colour. You can't stamp with it, but you can use it for colouring in. Highland Heather, stamped off, or you know, 2nd generation, is pretty much Purple Posy. It's very similar to it, and we still have the ink, any ribbons and things like that that go with it. So I still use it quite happily. Right, I'm repeating the same on the lid. So I'm cutting down the straight of the rectangle and cutting into those squares. Some of the papers, I admit it, I'm an honest girl. This one, not my favourite. Not my favourite. Really rather like that one though. I think it's because the purple's just like pow in your face. I'm here. And I like that. So, tear and tape on here. I like this because it's fast. I think we all have our favourite adhesives. I know that there are some who swear by red liner tape. I used to like red liner tape, but I found I was just grumpy that I had to keep, I'd lay it out and then I'd have to put it down to pick up the scissors and cut it, and then I'd have to pick it up again, and I like to do things at speed. And I like the fact that I can just rip and go. It was quite funny though. I did ask my team not that long ago, what's your favourite glue? Actually, no, what I said was, what's a very boring but important thing that we have? So, the staples that we have, and they were like Tombow and bone folders. But yeah, I very rarely use Tombow. If you're a Tombow fan, let me know. Or actually, just in general, leave in the comments what your favourite adhesive is. Whether it's a liquid adhesive or a dry adhesive, like, a tape, or maybe a dry adhesive in a tape runner. So perhaps like our snail. I used to really love the fast fuse that we had. I might possibly still have one on my desk. Don't use it very often though. Or something completely different. I can't think of another glue. So, but yeah, let me know what your favourite glue is. And why? Why it's your favourite? Is it one that you saw somebody else using and thought they seem to use it, I'll try it? Is it the one that's on special offer in your local shop, or because you've seen me using it, you've added it to your shopping basket? I'd love to know. It's a bit like tea, isn't it? Or coffee. We have a favourite, we're not really sure how we got there. Okay, so I'm just building up the sides for that. Nescafe in an instant for me. I don't like tea. It's weird, warm, wet stuff. But yeah, Nescafe coffee or Nespresso. Currently addicted to Hotel Chocolat, salted caramel chocolate too. Right, so there's my box with a lid on. And like I say, that's actually, do you know what? I prefer it to that one. Anyway, this might be the star front and centre for the photos. Okay, so on this one, I used the twine, which I want to say is the Nature's Twine pack of 4. I'm just going to quickly grab my catalogue, because I got twines on my shelf in front of me, and I'm not completely convinced where I got it from, so I'm hazarding a guess. There it is, the Nature's Twine. So it's 4 of them. There's 2. There's 3. I'm not really sure where number 4's gone. But there's a 4th one. So I used that, but I haven't got very much left of that colour. So I'm going to use braided linen trim. Braided linen trim, currently holding up the ring light above my head. Super strong, sturdy stuff. When Chris and I fitted it up, I've got a special, he's created me a whole system for holding my cameras and lighting and stuff in place. And the pair of us could visualise something that was mostly the same, that he and I were both mostly going, yeah, in agreement, and then something completely different for the ring light. And I got all grumpy and I was like, no, that's not going to work, and grabbed my linen. No, actually, I grabbed this twine, which is why there's not very much left. And he went, no, that's not going to work. And then proceeded to grab my braided linen trim. So we're on a brand new roll. Strong stuff. Okay, because that is a really big ring light above my head. Okay, so I'm sliding those across. And I'm going to grab my stamps now. on my dies, and this beautiful purple posy. So I'm going to stamp with Gorgeous Grunge on it. And I don't know how well you can, let me get these out because it might help. So this image here, if I show you on here, will sit over there nicely, and this one will cut the whole of the outer part out. The outer part out. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I need to stamp it twice. Okay, so just grabbing a block. This is a D block. And actually I want it a third time, but only because I want the little bit in the middle, so that's going to cut the inside, and that's going to cut. So this will cut this section here. This is going to cut the inner section, but I want one more petal from the middle. I might pinch it from the, no I can't. Okay. I'm going to cut that by hand. Okay. So, but before I do that, I'm going to get my Wink of Stella because I want to smush this about a bit. Oh no, I need to cut it so I know which bits I'm colouring. Oh! Okay, where's my die cutter? So, magnetic platform, plate, cardstock, and then I'm going to... Can you hear the wind? Oh. Can't completely work out where you're seeing this video in comparison to where I'm filming it, but right in the middle of Hurricane Dennis at the moment here in the UK. Today's date is the 12th of February, so I think you're seeing this towards the end of February. I hope the storm's gone. Okay, so there's one bit, there's the other bit, drop that out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this little one here, cut that one out. I'm not very good at the fussy cutting thing. I know the rules, or the technique. Move the cardstock, not the scissors. Can't seem to bring myself to do that and get it right anyway. Okay, so here's my... Why have I cut the wrong bit? I was meant to cut it twice. Oh, there's always one. I was meant to cut it twice, and I knew I was looking at it thinking that's not right, that's not right, that's not right. Oh, look, we're gonna fussy cut this one. We'll just do it. So essentially I've die cut one, and I'm going to snip the rest. It's me saying fussy cutting is not my thing. I'm just going to have to... I don't think I want that big one, do I? No. Do you know what? It doesn't really matter which ones you cut. We'll have those. They look okay. Right, let's get rid of all the bits we don't need. For goodness sake. So that's going to sit on top of there, and I'm going to curl it, and this one as well. Right, let's grab Wink of Stella out and zoom you in just for a second so that you can see me pushing this colour about. So this is kind of where I'm getting the third shade in here. So this is it's not exactly Highland Heather, but it's heading along that road. So I'm getting all 3 shades of beautiful purples in there. And it's glittery. And we all like a bit of glitter. Where's the focus? There we go. Lovely. So I'm just going to quickly do all of those. And what's happening is that the gorgeous grape is moving itself around. Right. Let's zoom back out. So I need my bone folder. So what I want to do is curl the edges of these ones that are going to sit forwards. Just curl those up a little bit. And this little one. And then a couple of these just at the edge. Just to give it a little bit of texture. Then, mini glue dot. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned mini glue dots as favourite glue. Mini glue dot and layer it over where it was before. Or where, you know, obviously the matching ones are, because it's one stamp and I've just die cut and cut most of it. And that one on there. So you can see I've got this textured look. And bring it on here. And then I'll just grab snail for now. Pop it onto there. And if necessary, lift up the bits again. And that's rather lovely. And what this image, what this shape does, it cuts an outline. But I don't think that would make sense sitting over the top of that right now. But it does do an outline, as you can see. But I love it. I love how that looks. And I actually, genuinely, prefer that to this one. This one's going to be front and centre for the photos. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. And my giggles. It's just going to be that kind of a week, isn't it? Anyway, I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.